Hi everyone, hope you are well. Welcome to my channel Physics Joy Shubhojit. Today we discuss about unit and measurement. We all know unit and measurement. What is unit and what is measurement? From ancient time we use various types of units and also we measure everything. Okay? In case of ancient times we know that the famous units are handspan, feet, cubit. What do you mean by handspan? This length. This length is known as handspan, one handspan. And what do you mean by feet? If a person cross a road, okay, now he cover a footstep like 3 footstep, 4 footstep. That means the length measured by the steps of foot covered by a person is known as feet in case of ancient times. Okay. And what do you mean by cubit? Cubit is the length like from our middle finger to our elbow. This length is known as cubit. Okay. But in case of this types of unit, there is some problem. Like uh, if a young boy say that he cover a distance with 10 feet, okay, but an older person cover that distance say 7 feet. What is the difference? Because the young boy's feet step is less than the older boy. Okay, so feet step varies from person to person. Likewise cubit varies from person to person. This length varies from person to person, and handspan varies with person to person. So this is not beneficial for us. Okay, now what is measurement? Measurement is the process of comparison of an unknown quantity with a known standard quantity. Like जिस क्वांटिटी को हम लोग जानते हैं उस क्वांटिटी के साथ में और दूसरे क्वांटिटी जब हम कंपेयर करेंगे तो वो हम मेजरमेंट कहेंगे. ठीक है. उस तरह व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय यूनिट? The standard quantity used for comparison is called unit. जो standard माना जाएगा उसे ही हम unit कहेंगे. Like this types of unit. Okay, hope you understand. Now here you can see that capital Q equals to N into U. What do you mean by this? Quantity. We use quantity by Q. Now small n is the number and small u is the unit. Okay, when we measure a physical quantity mean the thing or the quantity which can be measured is known as physical quantity. Okay, so the physical quantity equals to number into unit. Like 2 kg rice. Here in case of number we can put 2 and thereafter kg. So 2 is the number and kg is the unit. Okay, so in case of measurement of every physical quantity we know that at first we should put the number and then we should put the unit. Okay, but in case of unit and measurement and in ancient time we know that these types of units are used, but there is some problem that these units varies from person to person. So this is very critical. So the criteria that should be maintained for every measurement and every unit are that units should be well defined. Second, unit should be convenient size. Third, this should not change with space and time and easily reproduced. That means what? Well defined, जिसको हम डिफाइन कर सके हर वक्त. कॉन्वेनियंट साइज मतलब जो पीपल टू पीपल वेरी ना कर सके. शुड नॉट चेंज विथ स्पेस एंड टाइम. टाइम चेंज हो जाए तो यूनिट ना चेंज हो. जैसे एक यंग बॉय, उसका जो क्यूबिट का लेंथ होगा, जब से द बॉय एज 5 years, the cubit length is different from when his boy this boy's age becomes 35. So unit should not change with space and time. space and time के साथ change नहीं होना चाहिए. and easily reproduced, easily जिसको reproduced करा जा सके. okay, so the next thing is that units are of two types. One is fundamental or basic unit and the other is derived unit. We all know that fundamental units are those which are independent and derived units are those which depends on the other unit. Okay, now which units are fundamental and which are derived? In case of length, length is known as basic unit. Mass also known as basic unit and time also known as basic unit. These three are basic unit. Okay, now derived units which are depends on other units, like area. In case of area, we know that length into breadth. Now length into breadth is another length. Okay, so here area depends on length. Okay, length is basic unit and area depends on this basic unit, which is length. Now in case of volume, length into length, volume also depends on length. So these types of units are derived units. Okay, now the next thing is units like handspan, feet and cubit. But there is some problem that people to people that unit varies. So some types of unit that is called system of unit introduced, and these units are like CGS, FPS, MKS. Okay, here CGS units used by French, FPS unit used by British peoples, and then MKS system introduced by scientists. Okay, here these three types of systems also introduced by scientists. Here the CGS system, C stands for centimeter, G stands for gram, S stands for second. Okay, here F stands for feet, P stands for pound, S stands for second. Now in case of MKS, M stands for meter, K stands for kg and S stands for second. Okay, CGS means centimeter, gram, second, FPS feet, pound, second, MKS meter, kg, second.